Hey yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose back at it again with another Gems of War PvP team video for you guys. Now in this one, this has been coming across my mind a lot, man, for PvP, and I think I need to make a video about this. So this video is going to be covering what I would say it would be considered the best third man off the bench for a PvP team. The reason why I say this because majority of the times in PvP, players are running with Wand of Stars, possibly Stellarex or another heavy damage dealer, and then most likely your Leprechaun, your third or fourth man off the bench, who is going to be on your team. And there's a number of different team setups that I've seen with different troops that could fit on this team right here. Switching out these troops as you go along to fit whatever team you're coming across on your PvP battles. As you can see, I'm in Central Spire right now with the Wand of Stars, Stellarex, and Leprechaun. Right, a three-man team. You need another one on the team so as to make it work. What are some troops that you could possibly use? All right, so let's take a look at some of these troops. I'm just going to be going down the troop menu here and slotting on different troops that I think could be really good as like that third or fourth man on your team to make it work in this team setup. So for one, Aguera could be used on a team simply based off of his trait, Ancestral Spirits. It will create one Spirit Gem when my turn begins. But I think that another troop kind of outshines this. But you could use this on a team if indeed you wanted to, just simply based off of his traits. And that's the main thing for this third or fourth slot position for these teams. It's not going to be focused on the spell for the troop. It's mainly focused on the traits, right? The traits, I think, in that third slot or fourth slot is what you're going to be looking for, not necessarily the troop's spell. Other troops that could be used in the third slot is Amatiel, right? This troop right here creates a what do you call this again? An angel gem. Angel gems, when you explode them or destroy them, they bless a random ally. Could prove to be useful, but not the most useful. I think there's other troops that are much better than this for that third or fourth slot. Aquaticus, I think, is an amazing troop to use in PvP at the moment, simply based off of the fact that this troop right here submerges all allies when matching four or more gems. So if indeed the enemy troops are using like Stellarex or what's it called, or Diamantina, I think, yeah, definitely Diamantina over Stellarex because of what the devs did, or any other troop that deals AoE damage, this is going to allow you to consistently dodge that AoE damage with the Submerge. Very good troop for using in that third or fourth slot. Um, Another troop that comes to mind is Archdruid Blackwood, simply because of his Creeping Vines final trait, right? He is creating those two entangled gems when my turn begins. It's actually pretty good to slot him into a team. In fact, I've been using this in Central Spire a lot. Let's see if any other troops come to mind here. Bieska could be used as well. The ability to terrify a random enemy when matching four or more gems could prove to be useful, allowing one of those troops to just straight up run away. Not based on the spell, though. I think not so good. Chromaticia. This could be used, a 50% chance to create a times 3 wild card when matching 4 or more gems. The Spectromacy final trait could be used to give your troops a little bit more mana when they need it, as opposed to, some others. But I think this is outshined by another troop as well. Let's keep it going. What other troops could be used in that third or fourth slot position, man? I don't think you want to use Fairy Godmother. The Wishing Well, that wish gem can backfire. There's a way to use it though. I think later on a live stream, I'll showcase what you're going to be able to do. But when it comes down to wish gem troops, I'm thinking Fairy Godmother is in second slot. I think that the legendary troop outshines this for the wish gem creation. Enraged Kurundara, definitely. The Curse of Damnation is a great troop to slot into a third or fourth slot position. In fact, I think third slot is the best for an Enraged Kurundara because you can curse all enemies. Cursing enemies, they lose all their immunities, and they get dispelled, you know what I mean? And then you can inflict all the negative status effects on troops when you have them in that position. Um, Phoenix. Phoenix's traits, the final trait, I should say, Phoenix's blessing. Bless and enchant a random ally when matching four or more gems. That's a great third slot troop, right? A bless enchant is very powerful, very powerful. And the fact that it actually has a pox cutting, so it can get spell ready pretty quick, pretty quick. Other troops that are good in the third slot. Let me go down the list here. I think I saw a number of other troops here, but this video is not mainly about just simply playing a particular team. This is about just looking at some third slot troops. In fact, that are really good for that position. Who else is here is good in that position? Um, Immortal Ossifer is good. A curse stun on a random enemy when matching four or more gems, that's pretty good. But I think that Medusa, let me see if I can go down here. Medusa actually has the same trait, curse stun on a random enemy when matching four or more gems. So just in case you do not have Immortal Ossifer, you can use Medusa in that third slot. That curse stun is going to be pretty good, especially if you're coming across Elementalists a lot in the in that in those enemy teams, this could be pretty good. And she's impervious too. Just that Immortal Ossifer is an immortal, so it's invulnerable as opposed to being impervious. So just keep that in mind. Both of them are pretty good in that position. Who else is really good? Yes, Immortal Scorpio, because this curse poisons. The curse is really good. The curse is what is important. Poison, not so much, but the curse is really, really potent. I think there's another troop that actually curses as well. Another immortal troop. I don't remember. This could be useful, but I think if you're going to go with Immortal Terra, you might as go with Obsidius, right? Obsidius is way better as a stunning troop, and the Elementalist class already stuns enemies. So yeah, you can try that out. It's not that potent. But here is the, I think this troop right here is top, I would say top three of that third or fourth slot troop, because of that murder of ravens, that ability to create two blue spirit gems when my turn begins, convert two blue gems to spirit gems, I should say, when my turn begins. That is really, really powerful, man. It allows you to mana drain the enemy troops. I think spirit gems drain two mana per gem from the enemy troops. So each gem drains two mana. Pretty potent. So if you destroy two, they're draining four mana from enemy troops. You can drain empowered troops with this. You know what I mean? So you have a leprechaun on the enemy team. You're coming across that a lot. Leprechaun into maybe a Stellarex or leprechaun into, whatever it is. King of Ravens will ensure that that leprechaun taking that mana from that bad boy. I think he's one of the better third slot troops. In fact, I think that and a legendary troop and another mythic might be the best ones in that position. Interestingly, Mandragora is actually not bad in the third slot. Webbed branches is that final trait, which is pretty good. Web a random enemy when matching purple gems. So just in case enemy troops are gonna be getting spell ready, they might cast. You web them. There you go. Right? They can. Their magic is gonna be down to zero, so that won't work against you. Pretty useful in some team positions, and it has a magic link as well. As I said before, Medusa is really good in that position. Who else was there, man? I remember several troops. Midwinter Lichen is pretty good. This is freezing and inflicting terror on a random enemy when matching four or more gems. Terror is always good. You can then get that enemy to just run away on their first turn, right? First turn, and they can run. It's pretty good. 10% chance though for them to run away when they're in that last slot position. But you can shuffle an enemy team. That's one of the good things. Shuffling an enemy team could prove to be useful for you guys. Mistralis is actually not bad in that third or fourth slot. Um, the thing is, though, the Enchant is a little bit slow based on the way the game is played right now. So I don't think that she's high on my list. And in fact, not even top 10 for a troop that is going to be in the third or fourth slot for your PvP team. I don't think so. But she's still decent, right? She's still decent. Who else is here? Here we go. Pharaoh Cafro, man. In fact, if you want to take off your Leprechaun and put on two Pharaoh Cafro, that would be fine, right? This is the third and fourth slot king, I think, right now in the current state of the game. King, right? Really, really good. Exploding two random gems when my turn begins. Very potent option, man. Very, very potent option. Obsidius, as I mentioned before, is one of the best. This would definitely be in my top 10 for third or fourth slot troops for PvP with the Wonder Stars and Stellarex, or Diamantina if you have that alone. Earthquake is that final trait, stunning all enemies on 4 or 5 gem matches. Very potent to use against um, troops like Tukshaka, troops like Pharaoh Khafro, troops like Ember Claw, anything that can um, create a particular gem that could give mana to the enemy team. Obsidious is very good at countering that. You know what I mean? You stun them. 1 4+ gem match, forget about it. They will not be able to spawn those gems or explode those gems at all. Um, who else was there? There were a couple others. I think we're just in the mythic option here. I think there might be some legendary troops as well that are good in. Skady could be used if you want to get a constant blue storm, but you know she's not immune to like certain things, so I wouldn't recommend that. She's not immune to stun, so elementalist will destroy her. But yeah, what else was there? Tukshaka, of course, really really good as a third or fourth slot troop. Really good, definitely top five position for me. Um, but at least for my play style, I think I would go with Cafro and maybe Emberclaw over Tukshaka. If it's just two Tukshakas, if it's three Tukshakas, definitely all the way, right? But because I'm talking about Wanda Stars with Stellarex, I think that this could possibly be in my top 10, not necessarily top 5, because of speed. You know what I mean? Because of speed. I want to go fast. So majority of times I want to have Leprechaun, or if not, times 2 on my Pharaoh Khafro. The Possessed King. This is a great troop for a third or fourth slot, man. Unstable possession, still very potent. As being, this is a very old mythic, right? Very old mythic, and he's still really, really good, right? Exploding 2 random gems when matching 4 or more gems. Amazing stuff for that third or fourth slot. Then we have this troop right here, the Turquoise Emperor. The Turquoise Emperor is really good for a Stellarex and Wonder Stars team, because the Stellarex and Wonder Stars team gets a lot of 4+ gem matches. And this troop right here has the Lotus Blessing, a 50% chance to bless all allies when matching 4 or more gems. Really good stuff for a third or fourth slot. Because when you get blessed, you know what I mean? You cleanse your allies. And you do that off of a 4 or more gem matchup. And this has the ability to bless all allies. So you have a, uh, a cleanse here from the Wand of Stars, and then you have a cleanse from the Turquoise Emperor. And this is off of the trait, so just matching the gem will give you the cleanse, similar to some other troops in the game, which is really, really good. And this is not just a cleanse, it's a bless. So this will stay on your troop throughout. Throughout while you're casting your Stellarex, while you're casting your Wonder Stars, your other troops will keep on getting that bliss as long as you're matching a 4 or more gem match. Very good troop for that third or fourth slot if you're spamming Stellarex and Wonder Stars. And that's what I'm focusing on here. If you're thinking of just beating down the enemy troops really, really fast, this is a really good setup for you guys. Really good setup. You have a double cleanse into a heavy damage dealer, into a troop as well on his spell, which is pretty decent. He will give mana to all allies, all other allies, right? Which is good. You don't touch the board, but you give mana. Really, really good. Just in case you are stunned or something like that, that will prove to be useful in some occasions. The Scourge of Honor is good as well in that third or fourth slot because of his Rat Swarm final trait, cursing and diseasing a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. Really, really solid. Really, really solid in that position. Who else is here is good in that slot, man? I remember there were several troops that I looked at. Um, Undying could be used as well. Submerges myself at the start of my turn, right? This is good. You will ensure that this troop will survive from a standard AoE damage because he's submerged. And he can submerge all blue allies as well and silence blue enemies. Could be something you could use in that third or fourth slot. Not the best. I think that Aquaticus is better in that position, but this is actually good because of the silencing ability. Really, really good because of the silencing ability. And he has a trait to benefit himself as well. The Voice of Orpheus is high on my list. Definitely, probably a top 5 troop for that third or fourth slot. Adagio is the final trait, cleansing all allies when matching yellow gems. So one yellow gem cleanse plus he's impervious. So that final trait is always going to be active, unless the troop gets cursed. And he has a cleanse on his traits in his spell, I should say, as well, cleansing all allies, and he has the ability to give mana to all other allies, similar to the Turquoise Emperor. Pretty good troop to have in that third or fourth slot. I think we're out of the mythic section here right now. I'm going to go down to some of the legendary troops. So, um, Alderfather is really good in that third or fourth slot because when you match purple gems, he will entangle random enemy. It's okay. It's not the best. It is okay. Who else is good in that third or fourth slot? Basilisk, just in case you don't have some of the higher rarity options. Basilisk has the ability to stun a random enemy when matching brown gems, with his petrification final trait. Really good, and he hits really really hard with his spell. So that could be a troop as well for the third or fourth slot. Um, who else is here? Who else is here? Um, Zernabog. Zernabog is really good just in case you don't want to have to worry about a different storm. Like, for example, right now in PvP, there's a problem with Diamantina Storm. At least for me, there's a problem with Diamantina Storm. Zernabog will allow you to get that constant brown storm. So you're always going to be having that brown storm to barrier yourself and keep yourself safe. If you have this sucker in the third slot or in the fourth slot, depends on whatever you want to go with. It's all good. And then he has the ability to generate mana as well. He has skull damage reduction, so a really good troop for that third or fourth slot. Um, what else came to mind here? Divinia is good because she has the ability to cause a random positive status effect when matching four or more gems, which is it's cool. It could prove to be anything. Could prove to be enchant. Could prove to be reflect. Whatever it is, it's decent. Dragon's blessing, and then it also cleanses all allies when you cast a spell. So Divinia could work out pretty good in that position. I think a lot of the half mana star troops are great in the third or fourth slot, depending you want to half mana start your Stellarex or you want to half mana start your Wand of Stars because it's using the Elementalist class. You can go with maybe what's her name, the Mirachi Queen. That is a good troop to put in that position. Emberclaw is good, perfect in that third or fourth slot. In fact, you can double up on Emberclaw. Um, you know what I mean? Because of the Burning Bright final trait. Really good troop for that third or fourth slot. One of the best. One of the best. As I said before, Essentia, just in case you want to half mana start your Stellarex, you have that as an option. Um, Foxglove, Entangle, Gem, when my turn begins. That's decent. Gingeraxia is good as well because the Holly Storm, you're going to have that green and red storm every single turn. You will have no problems there. Um, Garion is actually decent in the third or fourth slot because he has that petrifying venom, poison, and stun a random enemy when matching four or more gems. The stunning is pretty good. It's an additional way to stun troops. But as I said before, Obsidius takes the slot for me in that position. Who else was there, man? There's several troops I didn't point out here. Um, nope, not you, not you, not you. Let me go down. I think as well. Where is she? Come on up. Here she is. Queen Beatrix is one of the best troops to keep in that third or fourth slot because you get an additional cleanse, right? You have that Royal Honey final trait, cleansing all allies when matching four or more gems. Really good in that third or fourth slot. Amazing, I should say. And just in case you need additional mana, she can generate mana with a Hornet's Nest, right? Creating that green, nine brown gems, true damaging, extra turn, mana back, everything good on this. Everything on this is really good for that third or fourth slot. Really keeping your team safe in many situations. Um, what other troops come to mind here? Shukarat is pretty good. This troop is good because of its spell, right? It's 16 mana cost, legendary troop. Silencing. This is really good for silencing, and it generates mana as well. So silences two enemies, first and last slot. So decent, enrages a random ally when an ally casts a spell as well. So just in case you can use some skulls, that is pretty potent on some teams. Is there any other troops that came to mind? Oh, right here, Sylvana Mora, right? This is really good because of the Dragon Vines. It will entangle the first enemy when matching four or more gems. So just in case you have annoying troops in the first slot, so for example, a Savage Hunter or a Web Spinner on your PvP enemy team, right? There you go. Put this sucker right there in your third slot. Match a 4+ gem match. You're gonna stop that that heavy skull spammer at the top of the enemy team. Of course, you can always put Tesla in any team. All right, Tesla is amazing no matter what. Um, the Empress is really good, but you have to probably switch around your team to get the full use of her because of her spell targeting the last slot on your team. Not the best in my opinion for a third slot, but you could use it. As I said before, the Mirage Queen, really good for that position. Half mana start your wand, right? Half mana start your wand. Very good chance of you killing out the enemy troops if you're moving faster than them. You're getting spell ready quicker, you can cast faster. Just hope and pray that your Wand of Stars does not miss. Right? That can be very, very annoying if it does miss. What other legendary troops were here, man? Venoxia is cool, but I don't think that she is the best for a third or fourth slot. Um, who else was there? Who else was there? Did I miss any troop here? I think I missed one troop that came to mind. Where is she? 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 I think I missed one legendary troop here. Here it is. The Magma Dragon. Magma Dragon is really good in that slot because of the Lava Storm, which is a brown and red storm whenever you cast a troop. I think it's really, really cool. Maybe I missed something here. Ah, Luna. There we go. Luna is pretty good as well. Every single time you match yellow, you're going to be gaining an explosion. So just in case you do not have like troops like the Possessed King, you can use Luna on this team as well. Put Luna right there. Every single time you match yellow, you get that explosion. You know what I mean? Really good. This is a legendary troop. So just in case players are complaining that, hey, I don't have the Possessed King, I don't have some of the mythic options you mentioned, there you go. There are legendary troops that provide you with good opportunities to build solid teams. So hopefully you guys and gals found this video helpful and informative. This is something I wanted to make because I think that that third or fourth slot on many, quick killing PvP teams are. I've seen a number of different options, and I think that there are some troops that are just way better, and that's why I wanted to highlight the ones I did. Hopefully, you guys found this helpful, and I'll catch y'all next one. Peace.